Ramaswamy, why do you keep going at Nikki Haley? Why do you think this is going to bear fruit?
Chris, I don't know what you've been smoking, man. You and the rest of the mainstream media. It's laughable. Nikki Haley's been going after me the whole campaign. First debate, second debate. You know, she's been trailing me for much of the time, but I realize the establishment media has realized that there's a puppet they want to put up. I'm not playing that game. The grassroots of this country know they want a leader who isn't going to send us, our sons and daughters, to go die in foreign wars that racked up $7 trillion in debt. Dick Cheney 2.0 is taking over the GOP. Problem is the Democratic establishment media is now rooting for war, too. I'm the only candidate speaking for a true America First agenda on that debate stage, and I think we're going to be successful.
Vivek, how are you going to bring people together when you...
Oh, this is going places, people. Did I see Chris Cuomo doing a thing with his hands over his nose? Was he doing a cocaine joke there?
Media, it's laughable. Nikki Haley's been going after me the whole campaign. First debate, second debate.
Okay, so that might have been a point.
Let's let this play out. Problem is the Democratic establishment media is now rooting for war, too. I'm the only candidate speaking for a true America First agenda on that debate stage, and I think we're going to be successful.
Let's see where this goes, people.
Vivek, how are you going to bring people together when you just put together a tapestry of conspiracies? You know that I'm not pitching anything about
Chris,
Nikki Haley.
What are you talking about?
Come on my show.
A tapestry of conspiracies, like Alex Jones said, everybody. They only have one move, and they use it over and... I didn't hear him suggest any conspiracy theories, unless the idea that there is a clear media favorite that has changed in the GOP. If there's not a clear media favorite, they're certainly acting like there is.
No tapestry.
She won't even come on my show.
Tapestry what are you talking about, Pepe? I'm sure she doesn't.
Hold on a second. I let you put it out there, and now I get to finish smoking, and now I get to answer.
I gotta tell you something. Chris Cuomo is like a less capable version of Mehdi Hasan. Mehdi Hasan, for all his foibles, is good in his tactics of attacking and, what's the word? Not sabotaging. When you surprise attack, oh my goodness, the word. What? Mehdi Hasan is better at it than Chris Cuomo, but let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
Which is, this is what the media is doing, is putting up Nikki Haley against me because they know I'm the real deal. Please. She hasn't even been on my show. I'm just watching you get slapped around by her, and I'm wondering what your strategy is.
Watching Vivek get slapped around by her, and I'm wondering what the... Oh, she really nailed him with that I wear heels for ammo. The internet still has no idea what the hell she was talking about. Oh, she's been slapping him around. What's the word I'm looking for? Ambush. Yeah, and Mehdi Hasan is much better at ambushing his host than Chris Cuomo. That might be actually a compliment to Chris.
The matter is, Chris, my strategy is calling out the mainstream media like I did to Kristen Welker at the start of that debate. I asked her about the Trump-Russia collusion hoax, told her to look the audience in the eye and apologize to them. Just like I'll tell you, you're a part of the mainstream media despite pretending like you're not. Look the audience in the eye and tell them how you covered for your brother for all that happened.
I think the problem is actually at this point, Chris Cuomo is no longer part of the mainstream media, but set that aside.
The mainstream media. Hey, listen.
And you play the same games that the rest of the mainstream media does.
Take care of
you're
your
doing
family?
it tonight.
That's fine.
You have been covering for your brother. You have been playing a game. You were kicked off there on CNN.
Of course I covered for my brother. Ooh. Well, that made the news today, by the way.
Of course I helped my brother. Of course I do.
And you know what? That's been journalistic standards that have now been failed, not just by you, but by every member of the broken political media. So, yes, it is going to take an outsider to call it out. And you want to look
everyone in the media is responsible for covering for my brother?
No. Everyone in the mainstream media is broken, pathological liars. You, Chris Cuomo, are uniquely guilty of being deliberately misleading, covering for your brother, and not just that, using sources to get info on your brother's accusers while not only failing to report on your brother accurately, but partaking or exploiting of your sources to defend your brother while working for CNN, among other things. But we'll get there.
See what I'm saying?
90% of the media is colluding with respect to pushing one answer
Vivek,
on the American public for the origin of COVID-19,
which is what?
to the Hunter Biden laptop story,
what
to now which people they
do?
Decide they want to put up as their puppets
what
to take on Donald Trump.
What does any of that
and
have
that's just
to
the
do?
fact of the matter.
Look,
I will. You know who I think needs to be and will be the GOP nominee. but I like Vivek. I know people don't trust him. Oh, it's very easy not to trust somebody because you can always impute intentions that can neither be proven nor disproven in order to support your belief. That was a segment. I don't know who shared it. Vivek shared it, but it sounds like there's going to be more tonight. That was Chris Cuomo duking it out with Vivek. It's an amazing thing. You invite someone on your show only to interrupt them every 30 seconds. You're not going to like what they have to say, but that was a very, it was a revealing exchange, but not a useful one. Of course I helped my brother. Holy crab apples. Guys, I'm not tooting my own horn here. But I did reply. And this is what happened. Where is it? I replied, and then Chris Cuomo replied to my reply. Hold on. So I'll get Chris's. Here it is. Okay. My response to this was in response to Vivek's tweet that Chris is trying to rebrand himself. And I'm thinking, this is the problem when you get caught in not just a mistake, not get caught doing something, saying something that is wrong. When you get caught acting wrong, when you lose trust and credibility, it's very difficult to rebrand yourself as anything other than someone who, at one point in time on multiple occasions, displayed not just bad judgment, corrupt judgment, dishonest judgment, deceitful judgment. And I said Chris Cuomo can never rebrand himself. Once a proven liar, always a liar, Chris Cuomo. And now he admits to having covered for his brother. Wow. To which Chris Cuomo replied, I will always help family, period. There was nothing for me to cover. Oh, I'm sorry. If that's all that you did, if all that you did was not cover a story in which you had a personal interest, okay, you don't have to cover your brother. I mean, other people are, and they'll understand why you're not. You don't have to cover your brother, but covering for your brother is a very different thing. And tonight on News Nation, we have the reality of Vivek Ramaswamy can't duck no matter how many words fly out of his face. So that's some journalism right there. There was nothing for me to cover. False. There was actually something for you to cover up. Collective memory is very short. Mine isn't. Hold on. Oh yeah, Chris Cuomo suspended over help to governor brother. First of all, how tall are these people? I thought Chris Cuomo would have been 6 feet tall. If he's 6 feet tall, what's his brother's name? Andrew Cuomo's got to be like 6'6". People are big in America. Tall, not just big. Not big, but tall, I mean. This is the article, people. CNN's Chris Cuomo suspended over help to governor brother. Does everybody remember this? CNN star Chris Cuomo has been suspended indefinitely over help he gave his ex-New York governor brother while he was battling sex abuse allegations. The decision came after the New York Attorney General released new documents that show the extent of his work for his older sibling, Andrew Cuomo. CNN said the documents show, quote, a great level of involvement in his brother's efforts than we previously knew. Cuomo resigned. Chris Cuomo behind-the-scenes efforts to help his politician brother were widely considered a breach of journalistic ethics in the media industry. And I got to tell you something. I mean, sure, Cuomo, the brother, became public enemy number one real fast. And maybe they threw him under the bus for various reasons. But when CNN and the mainstream media, who ran the Russiagate hoax for years, is saying that Chris Cuomo lacked journalistic ethics, you know you done messed up seriously bad. 1,000 pages, yada, yada. Oh, what was the other one? Is this the one where I was looking up CNN's? Okay, so that's one article. We don't need to go into it, but I'll give it all to you. You can go read that one. There was another one. What did Chris Cuomo do? And now it's what help your brother. It's that's fine. If you help your brother the way Hillary Clinton helped Bill Clinton try to cover up there, Chris Cuomo used sources, quote, to gain info on brother Andrew's accusers, records show. Transcripts released Monday shed new light on the CNN and Chris Cuomo's behind-the-scene role advising his brother in the face of sexual allegation harassment. Chris Cuomo offered to help try and find out through his, quote, sources whether more women were going to come forward, including possibly learning their identities. Wow. Hashtag Me Too. Oh, my goodness. Chris Cuomo said the host of CNN's Cuomo, he's defended himself by saying he never reported on Cuomo's situation for CNN and never tried to influence coverage. Well, some people might have a few, things about that. Here's the BBC article, and I'll share this one with you. So yeah, not covering up, unless we forget about Chris also being deceitful or lying about either having contracted COVID when his quarantine started, whether or not he respected the rules that were expected to be followed by the highly scientific rules. Oh my. You remember that when he said he had either contracted COVID, had a mandatory quarantine, and then was caught on camera berating a bicyclist, which showed that he was either violating his quarantine or lied about having COVID. Oh, and it's not like anybody believed anybody in their right mind should have been quarantining for 12 to 14 days, 5 days if you got the jab, and if you in Canada, quarantining your kid if they merely came across someone who was later diagnosed with COVID. It's not like many people with half a brain thought that was rational, logical, or scientific. But when you say you're doing it and you get busted having not done it while you're pushing that crap on everyone else out there in your trusted, respected role as a journalist, oh boy, you got problems.